Gamers of Reddit, what was the most horrifying experience you've ever endured in a video game? There was this game back in the day for GameCube called Eternal Darkness. Your character had sanity levels, and as this meter dropped more and more fucked up things would happen. A scream that you couldn't find the source of. Blood dripping down the walls. An enemy attacks you out of nowhere and disappears as you realize it was a hallucination. The thing is, some of these happened outside of normal gameplay. It would look like you were turning the volume down on your TV, or changing the channel, or like a cable came unplugged. One of these was that it looked like you had navigated to the memory card, remember those? And clicked to format the card. That moment of panic. The complete horror as I thought that every save in every game I had played was being erased. That is by far the most horrifying thing I have ever experienced in a video game. Playing the first Sims game, when I was like 9 years old with some friends. I covered a room in rugs, because it looked neat. Turned on a fire, because it was cozy. Immediately, the whole room was set ablaze like the rugs were soaked in oil. No gradual fire catching, like in The Sims 2 onwards. The parents of the family were trapped and died. The kids on the upper floor couldn't leave the building, because the fire was on the way. We couldn't change to building or shopping, or click any commands, not even speed up, because it was banned during fires. My friends and I were horrified, and had to watch them die for like 5 minutes straight until the fire completely died out. My first Sims game was Sims 2. The very first night the Sim moved into the new house, he decided to eat barbecue for dinner, proceeded to light himself on fire, and died because I didn't know about fire alarms. He was probably just protesting the persecution of Vietnamese Buddhists by the South Vietnamese government. Sick burn. Bro. In Resident Evil 4, I was just shooting the water at the end of a pier, because I thought I'd get the fish. When that big fish came up and ate me, I actually almost shit myself. The other moment like that for me is the chainsaw guy cutting off your head. My first death in the game was from that, and it made me drop the controller, and I was shocked that that just happened. Yeah, I thought he was just a beefier dude. I expected to take a hit or two figuring it out. Then Leon was trying to stop a chainsaw with his hands. Yeah. Yeesh. My little sister was in the room when it happened to me. I don't think I should have seen that was her reaction. Had 198 over 200 Pokemon on Sapphire. My little sister wiped the save, so she could play a few hours on a girl character then got bored of it. Ah yes, it must have felt good being an only child after that. Animal Crossing for the GameCube. There was a thing that let you visit a friend's town by sticking their memory card in the other slot. When you visited it was really aggressive about warning you not to turn off the game while in the other town. Yep, that happened. It was an accident. My character when I got the game to boot up again was a changed little villager. Where once was a happy face was 2 black pits for eyes and a month in perpetual scream. And all my money was gone. Turned the game off and cried in fear. Nintendo apparently did this on purpose to try and punish people who were saving scumming, but all it did was scare the shit out of little me. What? Exclamation mark. Is there video of this somewhere? I have to see this. The climax to Dying Light, where you have to run away from all the night crawlers, volatiles. Shit was heart pounding. Oh man. Being outside at night for the first time in that game was the worst. I love that game during the day, hate that game at night. By Jane. My friends and I would hunt night crawlers all night long. So much fun progressing from that first terrifying night. Eternal Darkness on GameCube. I'm 17 playing this while home alone on a stormy night. My sanity meter is ratcheting up. My pet cat has a habit of playing with the cables behind the TV. Enter a new room, and the video drops from the screen. Goes black. Says vid1 in green at the top. Duck owl cat. Go to look behind the TV to fix things. Lightning. Look behind TV. Cable still plugged in. Thunder. Blood curdling scream from TV. Jump. Hit my head. Gotta get a new pair of pants. Why? Why make me think there are problems with my hardware? Oh. To make me drop my guard and absolutely terrify me in ways I never expected to be scared. Okay, so you know how that game has an extra ending scene when you beat all 3 gods on the same save file? I pre-played 2 of the gods. Then we got 2 more. Gamma cubes. 2 more TVs, and 2 more copies of the game. This was college, and I had gamer friends. We spent a Halloween with each of the TVs showing a different playthrough with a different god. Then when we all wrapped up, we watched the final scene on my TV in the middle. One of my favorite gaming memories. Metal Gear Solid 2 when Raiden is running around naked and the game starts glitching. There was a part where it says not to sit so close to the TV and you should get some rest or something along those lines. It was 3 AM and I was sitting right in front of the TV. I just cut the game off. I remember the part where the colonel says something like, "You've been playing the game for a long time. You really should take a break." I thought it was going to be truly necessary to save and reboot the game, since Hideo Kojima is insane. So I did. When you're a kid, you're so immersed into the game. When the game breaks the fourth wall, it really fucks with your mind. I shut the game off when he told me to. Also, Metal Gear was infamous for ducking with you. In the PS1 game you couldn't beat one of the bosses until you plugged your controller into slot 2. Playing Resident Evil in the dark and seeing that damn dog break through the window. I can remember everything about that moment. And then when you're expecting it in the remake, but it only cracks the window. It only jumps through when you enter from the other side. So it got me when I wasn't expecting it at all. Also, Crimson Heads. They were great. You're banging along doing your thing, crossing through that long mirror hallway room like you've done 15 times, then the zombie corpse that's been lying there all along gets up and ducking sprints at you. Now you think, oh god, I've been killing zombies this whole time. The mansion is full of them. Haha. I know I'm not the only one who spazzed out a little there. When my boyfriend had me play the remake, he warned me to burn the corpses from the very beginning. I feel like he missed out on a really great opportunity to watch me lose my ship. That's love, is what that is. At university I would invite my friend around to play Outlast about one night a week until it got completed. For the duration of the game I endured all jump scares stoically, solid as a rock, except one moment where my character was outside and a ducking leaf flew across the screen. Fell off my chair in fright. Since then if it is ever windy on an autumn day I can guarantee a smart ass comment from my friend. Suddenly, leaf. God forbid they release a leaf blower DLC. My sister unplugged my Battlefront 2nd save file when I was saving to the card and it got corrupted. She wanted to watch TV. I had hundreds of hours of stats on that account. I'm still not over it. It's treason then. Watch those wrist sisters. Batman Arkham Asylum, the Scarecrow introduction. I thought my brother would kill me for breaking his beloved toy. Are we talking about the moment when the game glitches and makes you believe it started over and you've lost all your progress up until that point, which was basically about half to 2/3 of the way through the game? If so, then yes, the developers really knew how to put fear into the hearts of gamers for a second. If so, then yes, the developers really knew how to put fear into the hearts of gamers for a second. I played it on PC and was literally fumbling around to find the reset button on the front panel under my desk when the video started. I was sitting there somewhat dumbfounded as to how a PC game could reboot like a console. When I finally figured out what was happening. Fucking brilliant, and I totally fell for it. Playing original Diablo and no lie, about to kill Diablo when a loud thunderclap occurred and shut off my power and PC. Shout out to the butcher in Diablo 1. When you opened the door full of dismembered naked people and entrails everywhere, and that big Mathurl of Ariel's fresh meat and runs at you. Was like 5 to 6 when I played that, and I'll still always remember it. At the first time I opened the door and heard fresh meat I left immediately and was like Helena www. Pro tip, run away until you find a part of the dungeon with a barred dungeon door. Shut it. Then proceed to spam arrows while the fat bastard runs fruitlessly against a closed door. Loot Cleaver for profit. Or shut the door to his room and cast firewalls where he stands. Gotta love a cowardly and honorless kill. Maximum Pain where he has the hallucination with the baby crying and his wife screaming. Still gives me nightmares. That scene is messed up, but the puzzle in that one sucks. Walking on the blood was really annoying to do. I ducking hated that blood trail puzzle. But if I recall correctly, there was a little trick where you could jump off a ledge at the beginning and land at the end. That was so satisfying to discover after 30 attempts at that goddamn puzzle. You are correct. You walk through a door onto the trail, and immediately to your left is the trail leading to the exit door. If you bullet time lunge you would clear the gap from blood trail to blood trail, skipping the entire maze. My first shiny Pokemon was a Graveler. It used Explode. I've heard a story from someone who had observed the unluckiest person in existence. They encountered 2 shinies in a row, both Graveler, both self-destructed. They are also the reason I will always have a good supply of quick balls. Pretty sure that's from Chigarkin Roy's Pokemon Platinum Let's Play. When you're playing Medieval 2nd, Total War and the Mongols / Timurids show up for the first time. CK2 as well. A good late game horde in that game can duck up people in the safest of areas. First playthrough, no idea what was going to happen. I chose Georgia. I was having a great time, and really felt like I was getting the hang of the game. Jeez. Georgia, and you didn't get your ass fed to you by the Seljuks before the Mongols. You got lucky there, bud. Outlast, Whistleblower. When the last villain almost succeeds to cut off your genitals with a circular saw so that he can rape you in the wound afterwards. I'm not kidding. I always thought that Trager cutting off some of your fingers with those giant ass scissors was the freakiest. Then again, I haven't seen much of Whistleblower. Whistleblower is much of the same. That made Outlast so scary. Nothing new. However, still worth the 2 hours to play it through. What creeped me out the most was constantly hearing the snipping of those giant bone shears the entire level. He was really easy to beat because you can hear him coming. But man, did it freak me out. The first time I encountered a witch in Left 4 Dead, duck that shit. Man, I've never been more terrified in my life. The first moments, when you step out of the bathysphere in Rapture after a splicer has cut through some of the metal and the only thing you're holding is a damn wrench. Terrifying. Edit. Splice to Splicer. I played BioShock for the first time when it came out. I was in 5th grade. That part basically yelled in my face the game wasn't dicking around. And I was in 5th grade. I think after I got through the medical pavilion I had grown a pair and overcome my fear of the game and rode the rest of it out nicely. One of my top 3 favorite games of all time. Moment I got the shotgun upgraded with electric buckshot, I feared nothing. The mannequins in Condemned. Minus the hallucinations. The mannequin sequence in that game was so well designed. The AI is basically designed to move ever so slightly right when they are about to leave your line of sight and make noise when you're not looking. When the game has you going around smacking mannequins just to make sure they aren't real, you know it's done a good job of getting under your skin. Alien Isolation. Medical Bay. When a person sends you to look for something in an area where the alien is actively searching for you, you can't just hide and wait for it to go away. It will not go away. It waits for you. Took me a month to beat that part. Then the Hive level. Took me more than a year to beat Alien Isolation. Recommended because it learns. It found out I like to hide in those computer cards. Though my scariest moment is when I found out it can chase you in the vents. It was after me, so I ducked into one and made a 90 turn. I thought I was safe until I hear a fast bang bang bang, and as I turn around it was just barreling down the vent at me on all fours. Nearly past myself. I like it searches a type of place it found you last when you repeat section. 4. Example, it finds you under a desk and kills you. But when you repeat the section it'll search there first. If it thinks you're nearby, really makes you think on your feet and improvise. It's probably the best AI in any game I've played. The programmers were geniuses. Not just the AI, but the music as well. It really picks up when the alien comes close, but dies down again seamlessly when it leaves. Yes, it's unnerving. And the sounds in general are so well made and so detailed that you really could tell everything that was going on. Even when hiding in a spot, you could hear the alien running around, snarling, or looking around for you. It's truly a horrifying experience. First time playing the site recon mission on XCOM. I sent my A squad, mistake #1. I took note that chrysalids came from the sharks, but didn't realize they came from every dead shark on the level, mistake #2. I figured I had to turn on the beacon, and after I made it back to the ship, the airstrike would happen. Mistake #3. So imagine my surprise when the timer for the airstrike pops up. After I turned on the beacon, I panicked, and with chrysalids coming from behind us and popping out of dead sharks ahead of us, it was a slaughter. Everyone died, including Big Mama Simbraligetho, a heavy from Zimbabwe that had 94 aim and had well over 100 kills. The worst is when Shepard says that even though everyone died, the mission was a success. Go duck yourself. I still won't play that mission just because of the hatred and PTSD I have from playing it. Fuck chrysalids and fuck that mission. Probably the entirety of Dead Space 1, just saying. That ship fucked me up. Going down that ladder in the first F.E.A.R. Not the scariest moment in gaming, but it was my first horror game. Edit. I think I'm gonna play F.E.A.R. again. F.E.A.R. is almost 12 years old. That split second still haunts me. D. My now ex-friend deleted my Pokemon save and restarted with Bulbasaur. I only needed Growlithe and Arcanine to finish the Pokédex. I was 8 when I got Ocarina of Time. Those Kings and Biz you have to get past to get the Sun Song and leave the Temple of Time as adult Link have scarred me to this day. How about the dead hands in the bottom of the well and in the Shadow Temple? Had to search way too long to find this. I almost shit my pants the first time. Outlast was terrifying, especially the Whistleblower DLC. Any difficult section in a game with unskippable cutscenes before it? Have you faced an Aseri commando unit before? Few humans have. Apostrophe. Funny. I was thinking of the Krogan you'd on the elevator. Benicia was harder, but at least you didn't have to sit through a slow elevator along with dialogue choices over and over if you died. That fight is where men are made. You either watch a Krogan battle master shrug until your eyeballs bleed, or you come out the other side with a thick rug on your chest and Lyra in your arms. Playing games with my son, who's 8, and we're playing Rocket League. I always try to give him a chance to win, until a couple of weeks back, he's up 2-1. I haven't been easy on him, and as time dwindles away I'm busting ass, doing my best to tie the score. I always keep it close, but sometimes I let him win. Sometimes I win. Kids gotta learn how to take a loss. Ick now, close bracket. Except, I can't score. Little dude saving shots, keeping the ball away from me. I'm missing hits. Everything. He wins 2-1. He's all smiles. Does a great job treating the win like a loss, meaning not running his mouth or anything. On the outside, I'm smiling, having a good time. But on the inside is a mixture of frustration, proudness, and general whatficity, because this is it. The beginning of the end. Edit. My son and I do play original Northeast's games and we're working on building a retro pie together. Just so we have a little something to do. That's a project for next winter though. During summer, most gaming is set to the side. He's only 8, so getting outside to play is priority #1. But I do thank you all for additional gaming ideas for him. He's a good kid, despite his dad. Edit 2. Gilded for being a dad. Sweet and thank you. As an aside, my son and I, as well as some of my friends and their sons, ran a Twitch channel for a while called Kids Play the Darndest Things. I would highly recommend playing some games with your kids. My son has better hand/eye coordination and does great in school with reading, writing, and math. I wouldn't allow anything more than 1 to 2 hours per day when they're this young. And it's important, very important, that you have a conversation with your kids about what's real and what isn't. I remember the first time Kevin beat me. I was so proud of him. I gave a little congratulatory punch on the arm, and then another. Things got a little hazy after that. Kevin went to go live with the foster family for a while. Apostrophe. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.